You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird brain. It's a plane. It's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, a strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey everyone, this is Walter and iWalter. Good evening on this February Tuesday the 13th. I was actually ready to say Friday the 13th, which it is not. I am using GarageBand tonight once again. I'm really happy. I forgot to turn off my air cleaner. That's going to make some noise probably. Anyway, there was some segment. I'm going to take a pause probably in just a moment. Welcome to my show. Again, it's Tuesday night at 9:30. And, there was some segment I wanted to play from Rush Limbaugh today. He did actually say a lot of good things. Yes, I am actually talking about today's show because I got up pretty late. I had to get up early in the morning. I went back to bed afterwards. For me, it was early in the morning. I am still home from work. I'm on sick leave right now. I don't know how long that's going to last. I'm not too happy, but I'm going to make the best of it while I'm out of work and continue to do my radio podcast. I actually called my brother today, my oldest brother, happy birthday. He had turned 56. We figured out because I wasn't sure how old my brothers were. My oldest brother is 56 today. My other brother is 52, and I am age 48. Anyway, I have to play this segment from Rush Limbaugh. Again, he said a lot of interesting stuff today. I'm going to go back and actually pull some of his stuff up and maybe just make some bullet point comments or, read off what he has on his webpage. But one of the things I want to play for people, and I want them to understand why, is he actually, he actually had a segment talking about, this whole fight against that the Republicans are against women, the war on women. So he was talking about the difference between the way the Republicans are getting attacked in the U.S. and this whole thing the Democrats dreamed up on this war on women. And he compared it to I want to say like Syria. I think he was talking about Syria. And you really got to listen to this. He made some valid points that women just don't seem to understand. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. So I'm going to play that now. I'm going to play my other stuff up. So listen to it very closely because, before women start to say that they're being victimized, you need to hear this and realize how really good you have it in this country because a lot of people don't realize how good they have it. I may be one of them, but I think women in some other minority groups, so to speak, really just don't have a clue. So here we go. I'm going to pause for that right now. I hope you enjoy and learn something new.
Saudi Arabia strictly enforces a legal system in which discrimination against women is the official law of the land. Women are treated as property in Saudi Arabia, which has donated to your campaign. Women are not permitted to leave the home without their husband's permission in Saudi Arabia, which has donated to your foundation. Women are not permitted to drive in Saudi Arabia, which has donated to your foundation. A woman's testimony in a Sharia court of law is worth half a man's. In other words, a woman is presumed to be lying half the time. Women are imprisoned, beaten, and killed for violations of Islamic law in Saudi Arabia. Women who engage in sex outside marriage are subject to the death penalty. Women who are raped can be severely injured legally by their husbands. premise being that it's the Saudi woman's fault for being raped because she obviously violated Islamic law. Women who renounce Islam are subject to the death penalty. So, Mrs. Clinton, what is this war on women you say that the Republicans are conducting when all of this happens in Saudi Arabia, which is donating handsomely to you and your husband's foundation?
All right. Hey, this is iWalter. Yes, I am back again. I just played that segment of Rush Limbaugh, and that was from today's show, actually. I can say that because it's only 9 o'clock. It'll be probably midnight by the time I'm done. By the way, I am using GarageBand. Once again, it's just a very it's a messed up way I have to do it, because if I put any sound bites in while recording my show, like pause it and put in like segments like I just did, I do not do it that way, because what happens is it changes my setting from stereo to mono every single time, even the intro. So I got to put things in as pieces. I have to record my segments that I talk in separately from my sound bites and my intro and ending titles. It's a little bit of a mess, but honestly, I definitely like much more. I like using GarageBand as opposed to using Audacity. Audacity is okay, but GarageBand is just far superior. Speaking of which, I know I have it in my mix somewhere, so I'm going to look for it now. Yeah, so thank you to Todd. He actually sent me a story from NBC News on a lawsuit against Apple. It says Apple loses patent case in University of Wisconsin, and it faces $862 million in damages. So basically what they're saying is that Apple, basically for their processors, the chips, because they're trying to go back to making their own processors, and probably eventually, if the processors are strong enough, if I remember hearing this correctly, they're going to actually make processors for their computers once again, like they kind of did in the past, so to speak, though. The G-line series of processors were actually IBM processors, but technically they were that made Apple completely independent from being dependent on anybody else for any outside source of, hardware. And eventually the G line of processors, G4, I think G5 was the last one. They were very stable and good processors. They just didn't get any faster, so they had to depend on Intel. But they're trying to go back to making their own type of, basically that's what a CPU is. That's what your processor actually is called. Some people mistake the word CPU for the actual computer. No, that's actually it stands for Central Processing Unit. That's the main part. That's your Intel chip. That's your AMD chip. Or at this point, your Apple processor inside your computer, your ARM chip, and your other media devices. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Apple wants to go back in that direction. Well, they got a lawsuit on basically the A7, the A8 processors in their phones and their iPads. And it looks like even their newer processor, their A9 and their A9X, they had lawsuits against them. But here's the thing. I'm not surprised, because I always said not that he had much to do with it, but he definitely kept the company on the honest side. Steve Jobs, that once he's passed away, that the company is going to crumble apart, which it has been. But here's one thing that's interesting about this university that actually sued and won the lawsuit against Apple. They also had a lawsuit against Intel too for claiming that Intel had stolen some of their technology. So that kind of makes me scratch my head, because Intel's always been pretty much, as far as I know, I could be wrong, but I always thought Intel was more of their own kind of independent, they've gotten help from other companies, but they're not as dishonest, I don't think, as much as even Microsoft has been known to be. But yeah, this company actually, it says Wharf used the patent to sue Intel in 2008. That's the name because it's basically University of Wisconsin. But it said they abbreviate it. Wharf used a patent to sue Intel Corporation in 2008, but the case was settled the following year on an eve of a trial. So the thing is, they sued other companies. That kind of makes me scratch my head. Is this like a normal thing for them to do? Is this like sue, big processing companies that are, what do you call it? Computer kind of companies, base companies, because that's what it seems like they're doing. I mean, if they have a legitimate lawsuit, that's something different. And honestly, with Apple, I'm not surprised. I just wanted to do this as a follow-up because I mentioned stuff about using Apple products. Now, don't get me wrong. I do like using my Apple products. I'm going to regret the day that I eventually might have to go back to using a PC-based system and be forced to use Microsoft again. Because honestly, I just am been off of it for at least 3 or 4 years now, I would guess, off of any type of PC for everything, being really dependent on it, at least 3 years. And I don't regret it. I don't want to make that transition back. So I'm not wishing Apple to be taken down, but at the same time, their quality is not as good as it used to be, and they're just very pricey, even more so. Because back in the day, Apple was expensive, but they weren't $12,000 for a computer either. And now that's what you're looking at if you buy a desktop computer like the Mac Pros. So anyway, Todd sent me a lot of stories. I want to read those tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think I'd like to. Okay. Here's some stuff. I'm trying to look for like some Halloween stories, at least to start off after this whole situation. Sorry, some funny stuff, some articles, but they're not politics either, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, well, there was something in my mix. I hope I didn't lose it now. Actually, the one I was looking for, I don't know if I could actually pull it up, but I'm looking for it now, was Adam Green. He actually officially, I think yesterday, he made up his new Halloween skit. And I'm telling you, it was really fucking funny. So I recommend that one. No, I just got to dig into my pile of stuff because I tried to make that a separate story and I couldn't. Yeah, Adam Green's updated new video, Monster Problems. It's what it's called. Halloween short film. It's like 6 minutes long, but I'm telling you, it is really, really funny because it's like this little kid who's afraid of the dark because of monsters underneath his bed in his closet. So he was playing that whole scenario in his short. Adam Green is. And let me see if I can kind of fast forward. The creatures that this kid sees are like total buffoons. Like one is literally a monster in a closet thing. And okay, it does say, because I thought it was him, it says stars Derek Myers, Friday the 13th. He's the one who played Jason Voorhees in a new one. He plays the monster in the closet. He was fucking hilarious. Colton Dunn, Key and Peele. I don't know what that is. It's some black guy. And he doesn't even look. You can't even tell the guy's black. You can tell by his voice. But he plays like this monster with horns, and he's fucking funny. But there's like 3 monsters in this kid's room, and they're all fucking fighting over this kid because the kid puts a blanket over his head. It's like, now we can't eat him. And the last girl, she was really funny. She was really, really funny. Her name is Kelly Verman. I don't even know who she is. The Chi-Chi Show. I guess these are what they play on. But she plays that chick who is, from that movie called, oh, God, I can't remember the name now. It's that Japanese movie where the girl drowns in the well, and you'll have 3 days to live after you watch it. She plays the chick in the well. God, I'm drawing a blank now, folks. This is really sucking. The Ring. This always happens. I try to look for something and I find it. She's fucking hilarious. Like, these three monsters are fighting over, okay, this kid is like under a blanket. Now we can't scare him, and then we can't eat him. How are we going to eat? I'll tell you, honestly, Adam Green, I'm going to have to watch this again now because I convinced myself this is the best Halloween one he's done. I mean, he's done some funny ones. This one is hilarious because they're like fighting with each other. And his little kid is under the blanket shaking his head. Is like, what the fuck's going on here? These fucking monsters are supposed to be scaring me, and they're fighting amongst each other. And it's funny because the girl who plays in The Ring, she says, you know, I haven't even had my period since I've died. You know, I can't even menstruate. And it was just the way she said. You have to watch the whole thing. It's hilarious. But they're fighting, and the black guy has that stereotypical way of talking, but he looks like a really sinister monster. And they're saying, and it was like, the kid, like, while they're fighting, the kid turns on the light in the room. It's like, oh, great, this kid now turned on the light. What are we going to do? So then the kid screams for his dad. His dad comes in a room with one of Adam Green's Yorkie dogs, which is kind of typical. Like, he gave the actor this guy who played this kid's dad, he gave the guy a Yorkie dog, which is obviously one of Adam Green's, because he's got this big fascination. He loves Yorkies. So anyway, the kid says, well, there's monsters in my room again. And the guy says, well, guess what? Here's a key to because they all run into the kid's closet, all three monsters. The guy locks them in the closet, and they can't figure out how to get out of the fucking closet. I mean, it's fucking hilarious, I'm telling you. It's only 6 minutes and 39 seconds long, but it's the funniest skit I have seen. And I mean, I needed that. I really, really needed that. I've never laughed so hard in my life. I'm not even kidding. It was really, really good. And I would recommend it. I don't have to send it to some people. But again, please check that out because that was good. I give Adam Green's like 2 thumbs up. And it's under Airy Scope Pictures, and it's one of his shorts for Halloween this year. Monster Problems. I mean, I can't say enough. It was the best thing I've seen. Talking about funny stuff, this was the other day. I stole this from somebody's Facebook page. And it says, it's a little video of this cute little kid, this little girl, and she says, girl turns paper into a bird. So what she does is she gets this napkin or, you know, a handkerchief, and she basically is like shoving it in her finger. She rolls it up into a ball, this handkerchief. She pushes it down into her fist. She makes a fist. And then she makes a bird out of the handkerchief by giving the person watching it the middle finger. She literally gives them the bird. I mean, that is just clever. I love stuff like that. I think it's funny. So anything that can entertain me in any way at this point in time, considering the hard luck story I have to live with right now, I definitely need it. And that was classic. That kid was funny. So that's just you have to watch the video to enjoy it. But anyway, I've been just talking about randomly anything, even just today when I get to talk to people live. Like, my mind is going 15 different directions at any given time. So it's nothing new. Anyway, thank you, Todd, for this 6 ABC story, Action News in Philadelphia. But it says in Willow Grove, PA, police in Montgomery County are investigating a robbery at the Chipotle Mexican Grill in Willow Grove. The incident had taken place at 11:12 p.m. Saturday at the restaurant located at 2600 block on Moreland Road. But see, this is in the Willow Grove Mall, I'm pretty sure. Abington Township Police say the manager was taking cardboard out the back door to the recycle bin when he was confronted by 2 suspects, and they actually got him on camera. These idiots got caught on camera. Now, I hate to say it, me and my friend Todd and, my boss I had over there, this guy Matt Kuntash, we always bitched and complained about this Mexican restaurant next to us when we worked in King of Prussia Mall. And I think it was one of these Chipotle places because they fucking had grease all over, like vads of grease, buckets of grease from this place. It's a really expensive fucking restaurant, too. But they left the grease buckets outside the door right next to our store, which was the Great Train Store, if I haven't mentioned it yet. And even Matt, my boss back then, Matt Kuntosh, he fucking slipped and fell on his ass before because the grease actually spilled all over the place numerous times that it made it very dangerous because our doors adjoined in the back hallway from our stores. And I think that Chipotle place is still there over in King of Prussia. And what's next door was some fancy women's bathing suit place. And I feel bad for those people because if you have to take boxes or receive boxes out the back door, you got to basically pray for your life you're not going to fall on your ass from all those bad buckets of grease. I mean, I'm talking like lard, big pots of grease that were all over the back hallway floor in the mall. This was King of Prussia, so I'm surprised that, like, I had to mention that because I'm surprised even with these two criminals that try to rob this guy that they didn't fall on their ass trying to rob him, because I'm telling you, that place is it looks like a nice fancy restaurant from the front, but it's a real grease bucket too. I can tell you that. I just had to interject that. The suspects threatened him, the manager, and told him to take them back into his safe, into the safe into the restaurant. Once inside, the suspects removed an undisclosed amount of money from the safe and took 2 cordless phones. That's pretty funny. What is the use of cordless phones? I don't understand that. Are they cell phones? I doubt it. I assume they meant cordless phones. The suspects, I guess so he couldn't call anybody also, the manager. But he can run right into the fucking mall. Hello? There's always got to be security there. The suspects instructed the manager to remain in the office, and they fled out the same door that they had entered through and probably fell on their ass on the grease in those restaurants. That restaurant. There was no injuries, police say. No weapons were displayed or indicated. So that's a real moron too, I guess. I mean, if you're a manager and guys don't have any weapons, I mean, they could probably beat the shit out of you, but that's the worst they're going to do. They're not going to kill you. The first suspect is described. I hate to say this because this might be politically incorrect. Can't have that happening. The first suspect is described as a black male wearing a black puffy vest, a gray T-shirt, a black long sleeve compression shirt. Well, hey, he doesn't want to get hurt, from slipping on the grease, so he wore the compression shirt. And dark pants. He also was wearing a black flat brim baseball cap with a gray brim and an unidentifiable gray writing on writing on the front, so it was unidentifiable. The guy was smart at least, but I'm questioning. I don't think they covered their fucking faces because they can tell the guys were black. He was wearing a black hard plastic mask. Okay, I apologize. He did wear a mask. Covering the lower portion of his face. So I guess he could see his eyes. How can you tell if the guy's wearing a black mask? Was he actually black? I guess you can tell, but, well, unless he had gloves on. How can you tell he was black? I don't know. The second suspect, described as a black male wearing what appears to be a black Letterman-style jacket with gray sleeves and dark pants. He appeared to have a black cloth wrapped around his face and head, so only his eyes were exposed. And by the way, if anybody's from my neck of the woods, anyone with information should contact Abington Police at 267-536-1100. So thank you, Todd, for that story. Let's see. Oh, this was funny, too. I had a laugh at the profile, the mugshot picture. It's a woman and a man who, the guy basically is on charges for neglecting his mother, who was 81. He's only in his 50s. The woman, his wife, I guess, is only in her 40s, but she looks like a fucking guy, and she's got a fucking goatee. I'm not even kidding. She really looks like a man. I'm not even just trying to be sarcastic. She looks like a fucking man. Raymond and Debbie Sutherland were arrested Tuesday by Obscola County Sheriff detectives for allegedly abusing Raymond's 81-year-old mother. But the thing is, the funny thing about this whole thing is the mugshot. I mean, these people are hideous looking. The guy looks like Santa Claus, and the woman looks like a man with a goatee, like a trucker man with a goatee. It says Kissimmee, Florida, the Florida man and Florida woman mugshots accompanied the arrest report. Husband and wife booked for neglect and battery of a person over 65. It's the guy's mother at 81. Apparently, the woman was asking for help. She slipped and fell, and she hurt herself because she was bleeding. There was blood on the floor, and they didn't bother to help her. So now they're up on charges, criminal charges in Florida. Raymond, 56, and Debbie Sutherland, 54. Oh, so they're both in their 50s. Were arrested Monday. Again, it looks like Epsicola County Sheriff's detectives, after an investigation revealed the 81-year-old woman was abused by her son, Raymond, back mid-September. The victim is currently in critical condition while recovering in a Kissimmee Medical Rehabilitation Center. I apologize again. The victim told deputies that she had fallen in her bedroom and asked her son several times for some assistance. The victim then lost consciousness, and she woke up in a pool of her own blood. She was not taken to the hospital for treatment until her son called an ambulance after some time. So again, it's just on neglect. But again, the part that got to me, it's actually titled, I'm not even kidding, and thank you again, Todd, for this story wherever you found it. It says Channel 10 News, Tampa Bay, Sarasota. But here's the title. This is a part that is really funny. And it was today, by the way, that it was this article came about. Florida man and goateed wife arrested for elder abuse. Goateed wife. Can you believe that? They actually put that in the title. So I thought that was very amusing. I would have read this yesterday, and I actually forgot, so I'm going to look at it now. It was on Rush's link, actually, from Facebook that goes back to his page. It says, Happy Ingenious People Day. So there was a transcript. Rush basically says, a very happy Ingenious People Day to everybody out there. In other words, greetings to all you who were trampled when the settlers arrived here to the New World and took it away from you. And now you've gotten sour grapes showing up at Calaspi Louis at the Million Man March Red X over the weekend. So he's referring to, basically that was on, Columbus Day. It says there's a sign in the back with somebody with one of those, from the V from Vendetta. I can't remember who that character actually was, but it says white races go back to Europe. That's pretty funny. Columbus Day is, but of course that's so politically incorrect. Nothing to celebrate there, folks. Columbus Day, that began the end of everything that was sacred. It's when the white Europeans showed up and then brought back horses, syphilis, racism, bigotry, homophobia, and their own version of capitalism. They brought the environment destruction, animals, significance, and destruction as well. Virtually everything wrong was the greatest nation on earth is traced back to Columbus Day. But the thing that got me with this, I didn't realize at first this was on Rush's link, which I have no problem with. But I remember being a kid and growing up about the American Indian, when he has a teardrop coming out of his eyes on the way the white man basically was destroying and polluting the United States. That was back in the 70s. It was some commercial, some PSA commercial back in the day. I'll get to that too. Virtually everything wrong in the greatest nation on earth traces back to Columbus Day once again. And this is what Rush had stated on his transcript. And instead, several cities today are actually celebrating Ingenious People Day instead of Columbus Day. Why should Native Americans want the heritage of Europeans celebrated? You know that basically bad memories and all that. So I apologize. Let me reread that. I apologize, folks. You know, bad memories and all that, basically referring to Columbus Day. What have they ever done for the world? Unlike the Indians, they gave us tobacco, great PSAs on TV about keeping the climate unpolluted. I do remember that, too. I don't know. You'd have to grow up back in the 70s. You can probably see that on YouTube. But, yeah, it was something anti-pollution back in the 70s, again, with American Indian. And somebody, like, literally throws trash at the guy's foot. This American Indian. A real American Indian, I'm stating, too. It was a good commercial. It actually got to me back in the day. It still does. Thank God I don't have too much in my mix, so I won't be torturing you too much. Hey, this was on RyanSeacrest.com, by the way. And before I read that, because I forgot this the other day, too, and I want to read this now. It's actually not read it. I have to explain it. I got this off of somebody's webpage on Facebook, and it was really heart-wrenching. And every time I fucking forget to mention this picture, and if I'm not a dog lover, I'm more of like, if I'm an animal lover, it's going to be more towards cats. But this was the most depressing thing I've ever saw. There's this dog who, I guess their owner passed away. It looks like a German Shepherd. The poor dog's owner passed away. And this is no joke. The dog actually digs into the freshly buried grave of their owner. And I'm looking at the picture right now in front of me. And he digs a hole into the ground underneath, partially underneath the tombstone, and the dog's all curled up. I guess he's like really upset because he wanted to be closer to his owner, and it's no fucking joke. This is a real picture. This dog was so heartbroken that his owner passed away, that he literally, this poor thing, like dug a hole to get closer to its owner. He couldn't accept the fact that its owner had passed away. And why does that heart-wrenching to me? Well, I've seen so many animal videos, and I get picked on about that. You know, oh, you like all these things, you know, you laugh at these animal videos and this animal stuff. But I tell you, animals and humans aren't that far apart. Yeah, humans are some species of animal. But we make it that human beings are the most intelligent animal, like we are higher thinkers, but animals get very emotional too. I had one picture one day where some reason where a cat was actually had a tear in its eye. Like there was a tear coming down its eye. So you can say, oh, that was photoshopped, or they literally put an eyedropper on the cat's eye to make it look like it was crying. But I've seen so many heart-wrenching videos and stuff on animals of all sorts. And they seem more human-like every time I see this stuff. And every time I do see it, it just really gets to me that we're really not that far off. You know, animals, you know, we kind of take it for granted that animals are actually emotional beings as well of some sort. Not human beings, but, you know, probably what I mean. But they have feelings too, and, you know, we kind of take that for granted. So I just had to throw that in there. But getting back to the Ryan Seacrest thing, this was really, really interesting. And the reason I'm going to read this is because it does have something to do with Halloween, since I want to keep on that theme for at least this month. Most of my shows are about horror anyway. But it says 25 celebrities who are really, really good at Halloween photos. And these are really good. The first one, number one, is Katy Perry as the hot Cheeto. Number two was Taylor Swift as the Pegacorn. Beyonce was number three as Rhythm Nation Janet Jackson. She looks mighty good. Nicole Richie as Crucia de Vil. Oh, okay, 101 Dalmatians. I don't know anything about that cartoon movie, but that's what it was from. Northwest, it's one of the Kardashian kids, as a skunk. Maybe it's true. Maybe it really is. The child is a skunk. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Justin Bieber as a Power Ranger. Yeah, well, you don't see his face, so that makes it even that much more impressive. I don't know. He has a little kid next to him. He's the red Power Ranger. He looks really impressive, though. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. Trust me. Lance Bass as Two-Face. Well, unfortunately, it looks like a clown and another guy. It's not the Two-Face I would think of from Batman and Robin, but yeah. Miley Cyrus as Little Kim. She does look really good, but I'm sorry, the only thing that ruins it for Miley, she's basically got a pasty over one of her breasts that is exposed. I hate to say it, I love you, Miley, but you don't need to always show off your body. That is not really necessary. And let your hair grow back out. Be your normal self the way you used to be. You don't need to bleach your hair blonde and look like a bull dyke. I'm sorry. I got it out, though. Dylan Sprouse as Naratu. I don't know that one. Iggy, that singer girl, she actually does look really good. I can't stand her, though. Iggy Azalea, or whatever you say, that rapper, blonde, white girl, singer, whatever, as White Chicks. They actually look good. I watched that movie. That was really good. Okay, it wasn't that great, but that movie, White Chicks, was really funny. This is the best costume out of all the pictures you're gonna go see. Oh, by the way, now I remember when I was talking about the guy in the mask from V for Vendetta, I meant to say Guy Fawkes. I forget which story I had read, but it was Guy Fawkes because there's some other picture where Guy has the Guy Fawkes mask on. That's the appropriate way to mention that mask. Not V for Vendetta, even though that was used in the graphic novel and also the film. But yeah, it's called Guy Fawkes. It was the character, that person's name. But anyway, Heidi Klum as a butterfly is incredible. She does a really good job. That is an fantastic costume. She did it in perfect job. I mean, it actually looks like one of the characters from Doctor Who back in the 60s. But no, it looks really impressive. The next one is Neil Patrick Harris and his family as Batman characters. Now, I was scratching my head on that. I know Neil Patrick Harris is gay. He does have a partner, but there's a little girl and a little boy. Like, did those guys, is it one of those gay marriages? And are they like their son and daughter? Do they adopt kids, I guess? I'm kind of confused about that whole thing. She looks incredibly hot. I have no clue who she is, but number 13 is Alestra Ambrosia as a cat. I hope I got Alestra Ambrosio. But I don't know how else to put it. She just looks plain fucking hot. Then I'll leave it at that. She looks really good. I'm telling you, she looks incredible when she does now. But number 15 is Demi Lovato and Wilmar Van Verderma. Yeah. Hey, if it's not me fucking up a name, it would not be iWalter. As Lucy and Ricky Ricardo. Now, the guy playing Ricky Ricardo looks all right, but Demi Lovato, I'm not just saying that. She really does look like Lucille Ball. She did a really good job. She's a great actress. Trust me, she should go back to doing that. Her singing, actually, I want to buy her new album, too, because it actually does sound really good. I'm going to probably put myself into a deeper hole with that one because I probably will buy her album. I've never bought anything from Demi Lovato because I don't like her music. I liked her acting. I did not like her music, but actually, her new album sounds good. It sounds much better than even Selena Gomez's. Anyway, number 16 is Jennifer Lopez as a devil. I could see that. You know, that's the thing. Jennifer Lopez is a good actress. I mean, I know she gets reamed to death with that movie that she did, Jersey Girl, from Kevin Smith. I mean, that movie wasn't that great. I mean, Kevin Smith might have made some mistakes, but she's done some really good films. Don't forget that Jennifer Lopez has done some really good movies. She's done, everything under the sun. I mean, yeah, okay. Also, if you really want to nitpick about Jennifer Lopez, maybe Anaconda was not one of her greatest movies. But let me take a look right now. She's done some really good films, and she's done a good job of acting in them. And people they always focus on the worst. So let me check. I got her name wrong. I just want to see her film. I'm looking right now. Okay, now they're picking on her again. She's claiming she's gotten too much weight. I guess she might be a character she's playing in the movie. But yeah, I really like Jennifer Lopez. I mean, I'm sincere about that. She's done some really good movies. She's born in 1969, so she's 46. She's younger than me. Let me see if I can find. Okay, it says The Boy Next Door, Home, where she probably had a voiceover. It's a movie. Selena, I heard Selena was really good. I've never seen it, so I can't really say. Made in Manhattan, I heard that was not that bad. Parker, that's what that one actor who is the British guy who is, in, what is his name? Jason Statham. He's actually, let's see, because I know I got his name fucked up. Transporters, Furious 7, Wild Cards, and Expendables. I mean, yeah, she played in a movie with him, and I'm sure it wasn't that bad. I mean, all people focus on is all her bad stuff, not her good stuff. The Backup Plan, Enough, The Wedding Planner, Leela and Eve, Geely, which I heard some people probably did not like. She's hit or miss, though. The Cell, I heard, was actually pretty good. I heard that was actually not bad at all. Out of Sight, Anaconda, U-Turn, Monster-in-Law, Angel Eyes. I thought I heard that wasn't too bad. She actually acted in the movie with, in 2004, Shall We Dance? I might have seen part of that. I don't think it was that bad at all. Richard Gere. I mean, come on. She's playing in the movie with Richard Gere. It can't be that bad. I think he's a little bit selective on who we would act with. Money Train, What to Expect When You're... What to Expect When You're Expecting, Jersey Girl, which obviously, she got reamed for that, and so did Kevin Smith. And it wasn't that bad of a film. They cut her most out of that movie, and she was not that fucking bad, I'm telling you. Oh, I wish I could get Kevin Smith to listen. I don't think she was that bad in that movie. I'm telling you, I watched Jersey Girl. I actually wish I would have saw more of her. I don't know what it is about people's hatred for that woman. The Unfinished Lie, El Catina, whatever. It must have been a Spanish film. Ice Age 4. These are all movies that she had some part in, apparently. Because I'm going through the movies with Jennifer Lopez. Blood in Wine, Border Town, My Family, the movie Jack, Ants. She actually probably did obviously a voice because it's a cartoon. My Little Girl, Jennifer Lopez, Let's Get Loud. I guess it had to be something more on her. Feel the Noise, The 33, Lost in the Wild, and Selena's Greatest Hits. I mean, the bottom line is she's done a lot of stuff. And all you hear about, Jennifer Lopez, she's a horrible actress. She's not a bad actress. She's a good entertainer all the way around. I mean, she would be one of these people. Her personal life, I probably would not agree with. But she's stuck around. She's only 46, and she's done a plethora of stuff, and it's not all that bad. Trust me, I've seen some of the best actors who had hit or miss in their films. She's not the only one, so don't, people, you got to give the poor woman a break on that shit. Number 17, because I really went off, Leo Michaels as Little Red Riding Hood, and she's got like a really sexy outfit on and a very short dress and some thigh highs. She's like really hot. I think she is. Her voice is a little annoying, but she's a really good singer. She is a good entertainer. I have to watch it at some point in time. I'm probably going to dig through that eventually. Maybe when I have this time off, I'll start digging through and rewatch from the beginning Glee, because that was a really good show. The next one, she looks hot, but I think she's got some cheek implants on her ass. It's Kim Kardashian as a skeleton. She's just plain annoying. I'm sorry, so I can't go any further. And then it's Kendall Jenner and Carla whatever as Mario and Luigi. That's just a horrible costume. I'm sorry, they look like goofballs to begin with. Colton Haynes as Prince Fiona. From that movie Shrek. I don't know much other than the costume or what this person really looks like, because I don't know. It's just really hideous looking. I know the character was hideous, but I'm going to have to actually look it up. I don't want to lose my spot. I got to look what this person looks like, because the costume looks really the way it's supposed to, but that person under the makeup. Oh, I didn't know this. Colton Haynes is a guy, so yeah, it is a really good costume. I'm okay. He's dressed up as the woman from Shrek, and it doesn't look like him. He really does look like a woman, hideous-looking woman. I didn't know he's a good-looking guy, though. The next one is Vanessa Hodgins as a vampire. Yes, she's very hot. Now, this one I have to give credit to. I think she gets a bad shake on things, too. She's a little annoying. Okay, most people find her very annoying. But it's just like one of those things. You got to love her either way. That's just me. Paris Hilton as Miley Cyrus. And if I could see, I think she would be a fun person to hang out with. I mean, I know she gets reamed for just being completely lazy and not doing stuff. But she definitely is funny. I mean, she's less irritating to me than, the Kardashians. If I had to pick a choice of, hey, you can pick or choose who's going to live and who's going to die. Like if I was in one of those, movies where the people all get killed. That thing with that little doll. What is that called? The Saw movies. I would have to say, okay, well, Paris Hilton's going to live, and I'll even help, and Paris can help me kill the other ones. I mean, I would take her hands down on top of the other ones. At least Paris Hilton is funny. And I remember seeing her in that movie. She got reamed for that. She played in that remake of House of Wax. She wasn't that fucking bad. I mean, it was entertaining to see her get killed. Trust me, I did not enjoy. I did enjoy it. It was not that I didn't. But I definitely will take Paris Hilton any day. She's not she's not ugly. She's built like a 2x4, but she's definitely entertaining. She's very funny. And I know they just bust on her because of her, they make her out to be a real moron. I don't think she's that dumb. I mean, I don't think she's like the sharpest tool in the shed, but she's not that dumb either. Anyway, she was number 22. Number 23 is Britney Spears as Snow White. It's not that bad. The costume looks pretty good. Now, this is one I have to cut down the middle because I really think she's funny. I don't believe in her politics, but she's done some of the funniest stuff. Excuse me, I'm burping up these tacos I ate earlier. Ellen DeGeneres as Nicki Minaj. I hate to say it, Ellen DeGeneres is a very good talk show host. She is fucking hilarious. And I don't believe, again, probably in her politics or her lifestyle, but she is a fucking funny woman. I got to give her credit. I've seen so many skits from Ellen DeGeneres that were really classic. How else can I put it? Anyway, the next one is, I haven't heard, she dropped off the face of the planet, basically. Ashley Tisdale, who was actually originally, I think, from New Jersey, as a zombie. And that was the last one. Oh, thank God. So that was the last one. Let's see. I did have a story I found on bloodydisgusting.com before I came on. And it says, Friday the 13th, the game with Kane Hodder and Tom Savini trailer. So, hey, a video game? I don't know. If it's a game, I'm there. That's funny. I cleaned a part of my room yesterday. I got to clean some more since I'll be off for the next 2 weeks, cleaning shit out. I didn't get rid of much. And I have an Xbox One. And I got literally 12 games. I have most of them, about 90% of them are all in the fucking shrink wrap. I never even played them. When I first bought the Xbox, I got because I like these car racing games. I bought this one game. I paid $60 for it. Never fucking played it. And I sold it back to GameStop. That's where I got my console and the games. And it was still in the fucking shrink wrap. I was like, wow, I just wasted all this fucking money buying these Xbox games, and I don't even fucking play them. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it says Pamela Voorhees is pissed in this rival trailer for Friday the 13th, the game. That's right. Gun Media has finally unmasked the next unmasked their next game, and it's not called Summer Camp anymore. The studio is hard at work at bringing Jason Voorhees back to the virtual world of video games. Hey, I'll be all over that. I love Jason Voorhees. And since I'm positive you skip my rambling, I'm just going to shut right up and so enjoy the fantastic Rival trailer. So there's a trailer for this game. So I'm wondering it's coming out because I'll buy it, trust me. I buy everything. What am I saying? And I'm going to cut to the chase. It says Friday the 13th, the game is slated to arrive next fall for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. So it's not coming out until next year, though. While working under the summer camp, it's Rival that the teen slasher game was being made by Breach and Clear developer Gun Media, along with Kane Hodder. And Kane Hodder was like my favorite Jason. Well, one of them. The most famous Jason Voorhees, yes, the legendary special makeup effects creator Tom Savini. I met him in person. The guy's like kind of a douchebag, but he is very smart. Dawn of the Dead, Friday the 13th. And Harry Manfrini will be composing the original score. So it sounds like a really interesting game. Yeah, Tom Savini, don't get me wrong, this man was in what do you call it? The war that everybody wanted to forget about. 1969, 1970, the Vietnam War. He was actually in that. So a lot of his influence came from being in Vietnam. He was actually in Vietnam, trust me. Honestly, who else could have chosen the role for the killer of Wes Kettler, co-creator of Friday the 13th, the game? The game told Bloody Disgusting earlier this year. Several people have worn the mask, but in our eyes, there's only one. Kane has the body type, the presence, and the more that personally the unrelenting, under-killing force we're after for the Friday the 13th, the game. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to be set up. Is this going to be like one of these? Oh, okay. I'm looking at it now, some screenshots. Yes, it's very good graphics. So, because I remember years ago, I got it for I just recently got it, but I got it for the NES. And trust me, that game does not look anything like the new one. The new one looks like really fucking cool because you're talking like new consoles. Everyone who has their skills, one of mine happens to be killing people on screen, Hodder told us. When Wes and the team behind the Friday the 13th the game came to me, I just jumped at the chance to bring my skills to gamers around the world, combined with the fact that Savini is on board and Manfrini is doing the soundtrack. This is a no-brainer. So this is really cool, by the way, because I actually bought the Alien game thinking I was going to play it, and I never did. I guarantee you this would be one game. If I buy it, I will play it. Gun Media is looking for the rise of $700,000 via the crowdfunding campaign on Kickstarter to help make this 7-in-1 isometric multiplayer game a reality. In the end, it will end a month from now on Friday, November 13th, naturally. So you go to Kickstarter. I'm going to do that right now. Look at it. Okay, oh, wow. Okay, they haven't. Oh, that sucks. It says backers 3,451 backers, and their pledge goal was actually 700,000. They only got like 200, so I don't know how much people are donating now. Because if it's like a couple bucks, I can do it. If it's too much, I don't think I can handle the money right now. The game looks really impressive so far, what they've put together on it, but they need the money to put it out. It looks like it's got a single-player version, which is what I'll be looking for. It actually says Unreal Engine 4 from the Unreal game. It's going to be Unreal Engine 4. Yeah, it's got Sean Cunningham, I guess, backing us, Tom Savini, Kane Hodder, Harry Manfrini, composer and audio designer. Wow, I'm just kind of curious because I would like to give some money, but I'm like out of work right now. Oh, yeah, forget this. It says pledge $1,000 or more. Well, like 10 or 15 bucks, I would do it. But if you're asking for $1,000, somebody actually pledged $400. Somebody 500, 750. Oh, okay. These are pledges. $1,000. Backer, $2,500. Hey, well, they should have met their goal by now. 275, 230, 140, 110. I was thinking more like $15, but if you're talking like $100, forget it. Pledged $59, pledged $55, pledged $50, $40, $45, $25. Okay, pledged 15 or more. That's more. Pledged $5 or more. So some people only pledge like a couple bucks. You know, like even $5, I'll do that just to show, hey, I'm out there. But yeah, it's on Kickstarter. I actually did that for that that drag queen. I gave him like $20 at one time. $5 or more, Jason Lives, estimated delivery. 15 or more, Sound of Madness. 20 early bird digital camper. Oh, okay. Let's choose your rewards. No thanks. I just want to help the project. $5, Jason Lives. Stay connected. So here you go. Here's what the donations will give you. So I'll read these off. It's on Kickstarter. This is more like what I'm looking at, looking forward to. If you only want to donate $5, you can get Jason Lives. Stay connected and the latest updates on Jason Returns to Crystal Lake. You get a digital wallpaper pack 1 and an internal grateful heartfelt thank you. So that's not bad for $5. $15, Sound of Madness. You get digital soundtracks composed by Harry Manfredi, digital paper wallpaper, and an internal grateful, heartful thanks. So $25 or more, limited 500 to 250 remaining early bird digital camper, digital download key on either your PC, Xbox One, or PS4, digital paper, and an internal. So for $25, you can get like an early bird digital camper. That's not bad. Oh, early bird digital camper. Oh, you know what? It might be an extra thing for the thing. It's still not too bad, I don't think. Okay, for $30, you get the digital download key on either PC, Xbox One, or PS4, digital wallpaper. So that one actually says a digital download key. Early bird. Oh, okay. So either $25 or $30, you get the digital download key for the game. But the one is actually only got, like, I might even do the $25 one if I can afford it. $40 is where you actually get into the better stuff. First to die pack, exclusive beta access to PC in-game credit under special thanks, a digital download key on the PC or PS4. So you can actually get the beta, but it's only for PC. I'm on a Mac. That's the problem. $45 digital download key. $45 will get you digital art book featuring concept art from the game creators, exclusive beta on PC in game credit under thanks. $50 gets you early bird friend till the end 2-pack. Additional download key, special thanks. The key is for your PC, Xbox, or PS4. So it goes up, friends, because it goes up all the way. Let me see how many there are, because I probably can't read all these. It goes up to $10,000, which I don't know. Oh, yeah, at that point, you get more. You get an actual. Okay. It starts at $75. You get the physical game from Kickstarter exclusive cover on either PC, Xbox, or PS4. Digital art. Some ways, you know what? It almost is worth it. But that's $6 shipping too, because you're going to be paying like that much for the fucking game. $65. All you get is Jason Voorhees Digital Pro Pack. Exclusive game playable Jason character designed by Tom Savini and a unique weapon. Kickstarter exclusive game counselor clothing packs. But these are all like virtual things. So yeah, if you actually want the game, you have to like donate $75, which actually may not be that bad, because you get $75 you get, again, you get the physical game edition. If I had the $75, you get the game, cover art either on PC, Xbox One, or PS4, digital art book featuring concept art from the game's creator, exclusive beta access on PC, which I do not have, an in-game credit under special thanks, a digital wallpaper 1 and 2, and once again, our eternal gratitude and heartfelt thanks to you. But then you also have to pay for the shipping, which is $6 in addition. But you do get the game for the $75. I think that's kind of cool, and they will send it out to you, because I know when I did that for that drag queen, what is his name now? He actually did send out everything. Like, he said, "Oh, you're gonna get a first exclusive copy of my my new album." And he did send it out. He was very good about that. I'm trying to think, and if you buy the game in a store, it's going to cost you $56. The problem is the game's not coming out until next fall, though. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to look that up, because I would definitely want to get that game. Let me see if I can see. I mean, if you're paying $60 for the game and you can kind of get it ahead of time. Yeah, it says play the first official Friday the 13th game since 1989. That was the last time. That was with, with the, what do you call it? So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have the money right now. I would love to do it, though. I'd like to, but you're paying a year in advance for the game, though. That's $75. But you do get a physical copy of the game. I could always go for the $15 and call it a day. Like, hey, I gave my donation, that I want to see this game made. Trust me, the game's going to be made either way. That was my guess. Yeah, I'll have to see it this week if I'm off. Is that movie? I see an advertisement for that movie called Crimson Peak. Looks pretty good. Anyway, what I was going to read next, I'm like really curious about that Friday the 13th game. That looks really good. And there's a trailer for it, by the way, too. 5 of Clive Barker's books of blood that needs film adaptations. This is an article in Bloody Disgusting, by the way. And Clive Barker's books of blood, are 6 volumes of absurd horror. Sure, a few have more of a dark humor to them, but many of them are absolutely terrifying. I think I've heard about the books of blood. I heard they were pretty violent. And it says Pig Blood Blue, In the Hills, the Cities, Son of Solitude, Celluloid, Inhuman Remains, The Inhumane Condition. I guess these are the short stories they thought should be made into films. Yeah, I'm sorry, I really did not read this properly. But again, if you're interested, it's on bloodydisgusting.com, and it's 5 of the Clive Barker books of blood that need film adaptations. That was actually posted yesterday. So I had to fit that in a niche because I'm really stuck on this Friday the 13th thing now. That's got me like my nipples are hard as what do you call it, dating? I'm making a joke because I just watched The Big Bang Theory from last week, and there was a joke in there like that. So I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, I think I read all my stories. I got to get back. It's cool, bro. Thanks. So I gotta get back to this guy. He's writing me. He's texting me. So one of my friends. But yeah, friend just sent me this story too. So thank you, Todd. New York Daily News: Australian man survives 6 grueling days lost in the outback by eating ants. I don't think I could do that. So he got his nourishment from eating ants. Reginald Fogarty, 62, survived 6 grueling days lost in the outback by eating ants, police said. It says an Australian man who got lost in the vast outback while hunting camels survived 6 days under grueling conditions by eating ants. Police said Reginald Fogarty, again, was found alive early Tuesday after he disappeared on the edge of the Great Victoria Desert in Western Australia while hunting a federal camel with his brother, according to the reports. The experienced adventurer, who had no water for nearly a week, spent the last 2 days in the desert lying down under a tree and eating black ants. Police Superintendent Andy Greatwood told ABC Perth. That's the what do you call it? I thought you can survive longer without food. You can't survive that. Oh, it looks like I hope not. He may have been drinking his own urine, because I think you can do that. Let's see if that's what he actually did. He probably did. Let's see, I didn't know this. It says that the level of survivor for Mr. Fogarty has gone to, he said most people wouldn't have survived. The high-protein diet of Fogarty's fantastic survival skills likely saved his life as he battled 90-degree temperatures with no water or equipment, Greatwood told the local radio station. Basically, Fogarty was discovered extremely dehydrated and a bit delusional, wearing only a T-shirt and shorts, a hat and flip-flops, authorities say. He's expected to recover. He received treatment, the first aid on the ground, and it's fair to say he's now sitting up and talking, Greatwood said. So I assume, because sometimes you can drink your own urine, because basically most of the time it is just water anyway. There is ammonia sometimes mixed in your urine, but you can also boil your own urine to alleviate that issue. The father of four and grandfather of two was reportedly found about 9 miles away from where he left his brother to shoot the, it looks like federal, but it's actually feral camel. So it's not federal, I apologize, it's feral. Fogarty may have picked up the life-saving tips from his favorite jungle survival show that he watches daily. His wife in Arlene told Perth Now, "How can you survive without water and food is a miracle," she told the Associated Press. So I thought, honestly, you can't survive without water. So I thought I've heard that I thought that you could basically survive if you basically boil your urine, because you can actually, that's mostly water anyway. That's how you get dehydrated real quick, is by urinating. But he did survive because I guess ants are considered a high source of protein. I honestly don't think I could do that. Like, would you just pick up a bunch of ants and eat them? I think I would starve to death first. And the whole urine thing, I think I would dehydrate also. So anyway, that was a very interesting story. So I have to thank Todd for that one too. And hopefully he listens to my podcast and know that I used his resources tonight, as always. So, I'm going to end my show for tonight, and it's 10:46. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it sounds okay for everyone who listens in when they do. And I appreciate when I get listeners. And thank you so much. And once again, this is iWalter, 10:46 p.m. on Tuesday night, on Tuesday the 13th. And have a good night, and hope to be back on tomorrow. Thanks again, folks, for listening to me.